So I was just going over the market profile, my levels there, trading bonds a bit in the morning. So I kind of showed you guys my brokerage account. I use my brokerage account to trade the bonds. Nothing complicated, really trying to go get a couple of points. I kind of missed a good move today with the bonds. They really just kind of moved lower, especially UB was really leading the way. So I've just done a reset of all my market profiles here on the dome here, the volume profile, sorry. Recentering all my charts, just getting everything aligned. Yesterday was a very huge rally. As you saw, I noted that on my market profile just a bit earlier. Huge rally in the markets, over 5%, I think, with the CPI news, the new low into the year, and then huge rally there. So I think I showed that on earlier. I had muted myself, so I put in the mid section of the overnight session here. I tend to always watch that because I think 70 to 80% of the day we either retest that and kind of rotate around it, or we just basically reject, never even look back into the mid of the overnight session and just continue on a directional basis. So it gives me good context when I trade the A and B period. I think we've got some news here. The markets are rallying. I'm actually going lower here, so let's see how we open up here. Just gonna arrange financial juice, put some volume here. So we've got some news at 9:30. I think economic from United Kingdom. 10 o'clock has Michigan sentiment. Okay, so those are like the main things here. I'm just gonna show you quickly here. As you all see, these are the events so far. We've got, sorry for that. There you are. So that's the events, Michigan, economic stuff there, and then Putin's been talking, so that's kind of been moving the markets as well. Let's get back to our domes. I had to trade very little yesterday. I had personal appointments and all that, so kind of had to miss the historical rally in the markets. But I think, I think in a lucky way, I was doing well in not trading yesterday because, to be honest, I think most likely, like everyone else that I was talking to yesterday, like seeing Twitter and social media, I think a lot of people were kind of expecting more to short, and man, the market just rallied. So we've got 3 minutes here before the open. Just going to show you again quickly yesterday's rally. So that was a tremendous rally here. Hope you guys are able to see this. I was getting a question around why I trade with with this vertical screen. It's just a lot easier. I'll show you here. It's gonna be 2 seconds before I can arrange this market profile here. SCRTCH kind of has this issue with the scaling. That's always some kind of a challenge here. Again, yesterday's rally is right here. Tremendous rally. Wow, that's unbelievable. Like, really, that was something. So let's see how we trade. I'm expecting maybe, what is it? I could say, like, honestly, if we come back to like the middle of yesterday, which would be around 3,600, I think we can fill out this whole area because there's a lot of volume here, To be honest, there's a lot of volume here. There's a lot of stops that could be run in these areas. So, and especially if some people are still keeping longs on their stocks and all that from yesterday, and if we get a bit lower into yesterday's range here, things could get a bit, things can get a bit more volatile. We've got 2 minutes here before the open. So I'm just going to arrange all these charts to make sure in the recordings we're able to see them. Okay, let's just put it that. So I put in my notes. I have my levels from yesterday. I'm just going to trade the dome like as we usually do. Nothing complicated. Hopefully this works. And here, this is NASDAQ. The most recent, action. I like to just have that here to make sure I'm not like trading into some kind of huge momentum here. As you can see, there's been like at least a good chunk of movement here on NASDAQ that's been moving up. So you don't want to just basically put a short right here when this is just rallying like this. So it's a good idea to just have that for me. And let's do it.
so we'll surely be expected to hear from UK's PM Trust. And a reminder, we did post out the video for you on the Financial Juice news feed.
Alright, so getting ready for the open here. Market's just opened. 3,700 seems to be holding pretty well. The major pivot I was looking at for today really was 37.10. So we're kind of trading below it. Let's see how this does here. Just going to go back and double check. I've got everything aligned. Mostly going to be trading the funded accounts. So I've got several funded accounts, as you all know. Just going to make sure all these tapes are clear. Are we able to see everything, guys? Here, it looks good. This is the small tape on ES that I'm showing you here. This is the large ones, so above 70, I think, or above 50, sorry. And these are the sweeps that I see on the 20 lots, the mid-size. So I've got my dome freezing a bit here. I'm not too sure why. There's some kind of an issue here. So let's see what's going on. Some kind of a disconnect with Rhythmic probably. Let me look into that. So I had a disconnection with Rhythmic there, so hopefully they're not going to have issues. They rarely do, but sometimes, you know, look, with these funded accounts, you could have some kind of issues with connections with Rhythmic especially. So I'm looking to see how I could trade here. I mean, looking at the first 5 minutes, I'm going to just basically put this aside. I kind of let the market do its thing. I mean, I could most likely trade it, but most days I'll be a bit, you know, a bit more relaxed before I do anything. Yeah, Rhythmic's got some issues today, so I'm not sure what's going on. We've got someone talking from the Fed here, so it's moving the markets. We're coming back into the middle of the overnight session here, so I think I might be looking for a trade here.
The mini budget went too far, and the mission has to change due to the markets. And we are going to decide to keep increase in corporation tax.
Alright, so I'm having some kind of technical issues here with Jigsaw, but I think I was able to get a good trade in there.
Said UK's PM Trust says we have decided to keep increase in corporation tax. The trust saying that we will do whatever is necessary to ensure debt is falling as a share of GDP in the medium term, and spending will grow less rapidly than planned.
Okay. Got a small little scalp there. We're having all kinds of disconnects here, so I think I had some technical issues with my computer. I do have a pretty solid one, but it's been just overloaded here. I think with the charts I have going. So I'm just gonna double check. All right, here we are. So I've got 2 trades on my Bulenox funded account. I'm waiting for a payout with Lilu, so I'm gonna be trading that a bit less. So let's get to that. Okay, so we're above 37.10, and basically market rejected pretty much the overnight mid there, so we might get some movement to the upside here. Just gonna reset all my domes, all my volume profiles, and let's get into it. So let's see if I can trade a bit my Apex funded account here. We got some movement here on got the trade. Got stopped out on that one. Yeah, I think that was a good stop out. Yeah, the market just moved higher on that pullback, and we might actually get something here to the downside. I'm trying to avoid getting trapped here with NQ here. That's probably gonna move higher here with its opening range. Let's see. So I've got 3 trades on so far. Just gonna let this move here kind of dehydrate itself a bit. Let's see. It's tough to try not to get into a FOMO kind of move here, isn't it? Okay, so here, just opening up that. So we've got some decent movement here. Looking at this 20, looks like I have to get it. Beautiful, beautiful. There we are. That was a nice quick move. As I saw, NASDAQ pushing with some momentum, good correlation trade. Okay, here, let's put all this like that. I think just was annoyed a bit with that disconnection that I had here with Rhythmic, but seems like it's working fine now. So that's why I had a quick what is it? It's I call it the quick stop that I had there. Yeah, so we're back to 37.10. Going to be rotating probably a lot in this area. Expecting a lot of two-way sideways action, I think, here. Let's see. Okay, so we've got 11.53. We've got some kind of a good volume there on NASDAQ. Above 55-ish. I might look for some kind of a movement here, but I think we're really poised for some downside movement here. Yeah, basically touching that the middle of the overnight session already kind of told me that this A period would be really two-sided moves here, and we're just back into the opening range, so really have to play the momentum plays here. They can't get it above certain levels, you know. I think here I'm gonna go long. Oops, got the move. $50. Yeah, I was just hesitant because I it just felt like Nasdaq is about to come back into its opening range and probably gonna smash through it here. Okay, so I tend to see some kind of a low pullback here. Yeah, quick stop out there, and we're gonna get stopped out a bit here because I think we've got a lot of two-way action here. That's very normal. So I've got a couple of trades already. One nice move on my Bulenox account. Can't really get much going with. Oh yeah, okay. Here, let's just get back here. Yeah, we need to be short. I'm just gonna get these stops out of the way because I think there's gonna be tremendous opportunity to get some moves here. Yeah. Come on, just give it to me. There you are. Oh, wow. Didn't even feel me there. Crazy. So we've got some really good volatility, guys. If you're a scalper, you're going to probably like this kind of movement. So let's see. Okay, here we are. Let's see here. The bonds are really moving lower. I don't like that. Crude is also kind of like bearish. I just have a feeling that all this could just move these markets much, much lower here. Just in time to get out, but no. I'm going to take the quick. Too hesitant. Okay, let's just wait for a good area to 3,700 again. And man, this thing is running. Okay. Up to here, I'm gonna be short biased here. Wow, it's just slamming in and then moving higher. So I have to really take quick profits here on ES. As soon as it slams in, moves higher. So I have to be very cautious to have at least my orders to 95s here. Let's see. Nasdaq is really moving this market, so we have to be really careful with the correlations. Really looking like Nasdaq is giving a tremendous move here, and I think we're gonna have to look for. Yeah, very nice volume, I have to say. We're through the mid here, the overnight mid, so that's already telling me that this market is really going to be a nice rotational market here. Just gotta get the quick. Okay, so we missed a good chunk of this move. I mean, look, you can't get them all, right? We're gonna let this thing calm down a bit. Let's see if they reject the 92s, because I could sense that this whole move was really based off the fact that there's not much volume here between 37.06s to like 92s. So they're just gonna fill in that volume, the low volume node, right? The low volume node, yeah. Looking for a long here. We're gonna be a bit aggressive. I think we can get something here. I think this area is really good. I'm just gonna move it up. I'm just gonna let this thing. I was gonna let this thing calm down, but I got biased by the fact that we've got a low volume node here, and probably gonna get a nice little run here. If I can get a small little runner here, that would be really nice. Here we are. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna put that there. A lot of rotations. If I can get some movement here, not even. So sellers are all over this market right now, so I have to be cautious with the longs. A couple of good trades. Trying my best. There you are. What a move. Beautiful. Caught that one. I was clear on that move. I was saying, look, we've got a nice little volume node here, a low volume node. This thing's going to come back and kind of rotate in here. That was the plan for that trade, okay? So that was on my Earn Max funded account. Nice move. I've got already 822 here. Very nice. Let's see. So the first couple of trades here were on my Lilo funded account. I just did the micros really just to get some trades on that because I'm expecting a payout for the end of October. Well, on the 20th, basically, well, you could submit it with Lilox. For Bulenox, I've got a nice little $262 gain with my ES trade there. And then I had another $62 trade with the Bulenox as well. Apex got 2 trades. I mean, one was a stop out and one was a small little scalp. And here on the Earn Max funding account, I've got a couple of good runners. So we've got 800 here as a P&L. Looking at the market, I mean, if you see here quickly, this is my 5-minute chart. This yellow area is basically opening 30-second range. I just like to see where the market is trading, and then got into this low volume node and rotated back into it. So seems like we've got some resistance here technically. Let's see how the market trades in that area. But I'm basically trading, you know, I've got the context, but I'm basically trading just the correlation between the two markets here, NASDAQ and ES. The 70 looks like a nice little volume here on NASDAQ. Let's see how we trade there. I'm going to go short here with ES. Maybe it wasn't the best idea there, but yeah, it wasn't the best idea. So we got stopped out on that one. We're gonna have those kind of trades with this kind of volatility, but I'm just short bias here because the market doesn't look like it wants to. If I can get a trade here below the 72s on NASDAQ, bring in some momentum. Probably not. Gonna look if I can get maybe a pullback here. I'm being aggressive. Let's do it. I just like how I don't want to get stopped out, but I think this area here. Yeah, there you are, man. There you are. But the thing is, like, you really have to have your entries, man. At least see how I got screwed on that trade very easily. Yeah, this thing is just moving and then can't get a trade in now. Missed it. I was looking for a short there. It didn't work. Just going to reset all the volume profiles with my NASDAQ because NASDAQ is really moving this market, I have to say. I have to get out here. There we are. You have to have a quick... You have to have the thing already in, or else you're gonna get stopped out. No, I'm gonna get stopped out here. I'm gonna take the scalp out. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, very quick movements here. You really have to have your target, or else this thing is gonna move without you, man. It's just gonna do it, and I have to be really quick in taking profits. Can't even get the move. Frankly, this is just terrible chop. I'm gonna go short. I'm gonna go short a couple here just because I think we're gonna have some movement back and forth here. All right, let's do it. Can't even get him. All right, here we are, $100 maybe. Yeah, and NASDAQ is moving lower, so this is gonna dump. I think this is gonna dump right here. There you are. So that's how you do it with the correlations, guys. NASDAQ was... See how I scratched that trade quickly and then got back in, though. Like, it was just giving good clues. So here, we're going to reset all this. Very quick, very, very high momentum trades that you have to look for here. This kind of volatility. Let's move on to our Apex funded account. Got some decent gains on the Earn Max funded account so far. So let's go with Apex now. Let's let the market kind of pull back here. Okay, so let's see. The 36.89 seems to be the mid of the last trading range here. So let's see. Yeah, so bearish open here. Looks like the bias is probably looking for shorts, no doubt. Here's the market profile. So again, I was saying yesterday that this whole midsection of this yesterday's range could be some kind of an area that the market will come back to test. I mean, look, the middle of that is like 3600s. So it's going to be a wide range to trade here, no doubt. We should have some good back and forth momentum. If you're looking for, you know, back to the mean kind of trades, this is your day, man. Here, wow, we got a nice little volume here on NASDAQ, rejecting it. So I think so we're back to the Apex funded account here. Let's see if I can get a couple of trades on that one. A lot of chop, nothing. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go with a small little scalp. Try not to get stopped out here, but I can get it probably. Oh man, that missed our entry there. Damn. Yeah, I'm gonna bail out of that one because probably missed. It didn't tag my take profit there. Yeah, there's a tremendous active buyer here at 84s, so we have to see how that works. Looking at the liquidity and demand, it's a pretty thin market here, I have to say. Look at that. I had shut down the financial juice here. I'm just going to put it back on because I find that maybe there's some news that I'm missing here. We've got Morgan Stanley rates will rise to the mid 4s and we will see the consequences. All right.
5 minutes away now from the University of Michigan sentiment freedom data. Forecast of 58.8, prior 58.6. The current conditions forecast 59.6, prior 59.7. The expectations forecast 58.3 with a prior 58. The 1-year inflation expectation forecast for 4.6%, prior 4.7. And the University of Michigan 5-year expectation for the inflation freedom forecast 2.8%, prior 2.7%. And then the US business inventories forecast 0.9%, prior 0.6%. We're also expected to hear from Fed's George discussing the economic outlook. No text or Q&As to be expected.
So I've got a couple of good scalps today. So far, $922 so far. So let's see how the news here with Michigan CPI stuff there. Let's see how that affects the market. Okay, here we've got some movement. I'm just gonna wait out with this news that's coming out here within the next 3 minutes. So the news is on FinancialJuice. It's University of Michigan expectations. So that's inflation news and all that. So let's see how. And then we've got 10:30 and 12:30 Fed speakers, Cook and Waller. So when we have Fed speakers, you know, they tend to affect the movements of the market. So we've got a market that's trading below the mid of the overnight here. We've got some sweeping going on here on ES around the 88s here, 25s and 50s. I mean, very clear that action here. We've got, put my ticks like that. Okay, here we are. Yeah, there's going to be some chop here for the next couple of minutes because there's some news coming out. So I'm just going to avoid trading that for now.
1 minute to go now. Be reading the University of Michigan sentiment prelim first. Ten seconds. $59.8, $59.8, higher than the forecast of $58.8. Current conditions, $65.3, $65.3, higher than the forecast of $59.6. Expectations, $56.2, $56.2, lower than the forecast of $58.3. 1 year inflation expectation, 5.1%, 5.1%, higher than the forecast of 4.6%. 5 year inflation expectation, 2.9%, 2.9%, higher than the forecast of 2.8%. Keep an eye on the markets here. Dollar moving towards the upside. S&P 500 moving towards the downside of that data there. So better than expected. Michigan sentiment prelim data sending the dollar higher. Also, 1 year inflation expectations rise for the first time since March. Germany's Chancellor Scholz on nuclear power dispute says that we will solve issues by next week. Fed George says that today's economic landscape is especially murky. And that there is no clear narrative on outlook for growth. George adding the only piece of clear data is that we have high inflation. Fed's George says that recent US productivity performance has been abysmal. George says that financial conditions have tightened considerably this year, but it is clear that more needs to be done. We need to move into restrictive territory. How restrictive remains to be seen. So, according to US's Coons, that the US is likely to hold future arms sales to Saudi Arabia. George adds that I expect rates will have to move higher for a sustained period, but moving too fast could disrupt financial markets, and policy actions also have a lag. George adding that I support ongoing rate increases.
What movements here? Was a bit caught off with the volatility here. So again, I think exactly what I had mentioned earlier. I'm just gonna show you guys the market profile quickly. This here, I'm just put aside. This is yesterday's range. Here is today, and look at that.
Pace of that path needs to be carefully balanced against the state of the economy and financial markets. So just add on to supporting ongoing rate increases.
I can't even get the middle of that yesterday's range. Oh my god.
George advocating for steady and predictable rate hike path.
Okay, so let's just get. Here is yesterday's mid. There we are. So that red line is yesterday's mid. Okay, let's see. Aligns nicely with a nice area here with the volume profile as well. So here we are. Let's get back to business. So the new low 38.75. Let's just reset our dome for NASDAQ just to avoid getting trapped with some movements here. So the bonds just made a huge move lower.
He is a voting member of the Federal Reserve.
So we've got some talking going around with the Fed guys here. So did that news move the markets or not? Unbelievable. So that was University of Michigan expectations. So it was lower than what they had expected, right? So I think that was because as it came in lower, the inflation numbers were a bit higher than what they had expected.
Daily says CPI data shows inflation is not cooperating. Fed George says that CPI report on Thursday was a reminder we have more work to do on inflation. Daily adding that the CPI report wasn't that surprising and saying that it's a lagging indicator. So Fed's Daily commenting in a Yahoo Finance interview. Daily adds the labour market is also cooling. Housing demand is also cooling. That's Fed's Daily. Daily adds that today's retail sales report is another sign of some cooling.
So we got a nice drop with that news, and then followed by more volatility here.
Crude says that this is the time to be both clear on our destination, but with ordered steps to make sure we don't undermine achieving our inflation goal. Daily added that we are working in a global economy and there is lots of uncertainty and risk. There is no doubt that we need more restrictive policy.
Alright, so that was a small little scalp that did not work out on the Apex funded account. But I still think we've got some movement here. I think we're gonna get some two-side movement here. Here we are, 50 bucks there. That's a nice trade there. A couple of scalps brings us to 960 for the day.
Daily says the Fed's summary of economic projections is not stale, it is a good guidepost for policy.
Nice. So I think we've got a market where we can pick up some $50 bills.
Daily adds that we are tightening into a strong economy. And I still think September projections are really reasonable.
There you are. What a scalp. I have to be quick in taking profits because we've got a market that's really not super well correlated with Nasdaq. So, and we've got this daily guy talking, so it's really affecting what's going on with the price movement here. This daily guy is really affecting markets here. I'm just gonna put Financial Juice on mute for now. I think he's been affecting the movements here and have to be very nimble. So this could really keep this, market to kind of back and forth movement here. So we're gonna have to be cautious. Missed my entry, but I guess that would have worked out. We're very close to the lowest here. I'm going to be cautious. Going to try to not... And there she goes. So I'm going to let this market kind of rotate for a couple of minutes here, and then we'll see how it goes. So a little over $1,000 here in the first hour. Scalping mainly ES, no Nasdaq trades today, so kind of sense that this 630 would be nice support here, especially on the volume profile. We've got two nice edges here around 24s to 30s, so I could expect this 24 to 30 area to kind of hold as some kind of support here. Let's see if we can get any kind of a smash through in these areas. Got stopped out on one, too close to the lows, yeah, but I'm still expecting this 24 to 30 area to kind of hold. Might actually just leg into a couple here. 24 is, let's see. That's not what I'm going to do. Yeah, probably. If I can get something going here, 75s. It's going to be a quick move if it does move. It's going to be a very quick move. Scalp a bit. There you go. That was a quick move. Still think we can get above this here. Move it to 50. I think, here we go. Come on. Too choppy. And we're going to get stopped up. Well, small little scalp there. Oh yeah, I like this. I like this really much here. And there we are. And it got there quicker than I expected. So, all right. That's a nice trade there. I got a bit lucky. It really tested my stop, didn't it? Just gonna reset the volume profile, new low at 27s here. It's just gonna do this with the reason I reset my volume profile. I just like to see the volume, how it builds. I don't really care how much volume was done in the overall session or the day, because I could kind of like sense that here from what I have on Sierra charts. So for my scalping, I just find that it's just a lot easier instead of having tons of different columns, right? As you all know, this is the volume profile, the price, the bids, the limit orders on the bids, limit orders on the offers, and then here I've got the last traded quantity, which is just right in the mid section here of the inside prints. This is my new way. This market is very thin. This book is very thin, guys. Like I could barely see 100 lots like within the first 4 ticks here. So the market's got a lot of volatility due to that, and that's why I'm really chasing after momentum with market correlation, since the Fed guy is speaking as well.
So that concludes Bez Daily's comments on Yahoo Finance.
There you are. Nice movement, but the back and forth volatility is really hard. If you don't have, this is the reason why, if you don't have hard targets already, like within, I'd say like 8 to 10 ticks here, you're gonna have a hard time getting filled, even if you're looking at, you know, some kind of range to trade. It's tough to get filled. So I've got a good chunk of gains here, guys. I've traded mainly the Apex funded account within the last several trades. I've traded Bulenox, Lilu a bit in the morning, which is not really a huge thing, but I've got EarnMax, Apex, and Bulenox funded accounts that I've traded all day here. So this is October 14th. We're going into the initial balance here. We're actually breaking this 3630 high volume edge, getting close to the 3626. Like I said, I think the 24 to 30 level is kind of a level to watch for some kind of support in this market. I still think there's a good potential to go all the way to 3600, but I don't think that's going to happen within the next 30 minutes here. I think we still have some rotations. It is weak. I mean, if you look at the 5-minute rotation chart, this is a footprint chart that I've just clustered up. Looking at that 3630 to the 3624-ish, this level could kind of hold, but if it really breaks, it could break really quick. But I think we're not going to get that break, and I think we could still trade between 26 to 12s here easily to go get some scalps. Again, those are going to mostly be determined by also the volatility that NASDAQ's got, the rotations, and, you know, how it's been trading. So I'm just going to leave it at this for now. I might take a couple more trades here once the initial balance has been kind of settled here. Let's see what a very, very, very volatile open here. Initial balance is really huge. We've got 20, what is it, 36, 37.25-ish to like 36.28. So that's almost 100 points here. 100 points in initial balance. Unbelievable. I'm just going to go and tweet that here, and then I'll be back for maybe some trades around the initial balance. As you know, I do this kind of recording pretty much every day for myself. So I kind of like to have, you know, a nice cushion to kind of trade for the first hour. I think the first hour is basically the best time to trade. And then there's always a bit of volatility that could occur within 1:30 to 3 p.m. in the afternoon. But other than that, I think for today with this volatility, we're going to most likely have tremendous inside out trades. So that's why I'm kind of being cautious, because I still think we're going to probably end up with a balanced market for today, but balanced in a huge overall, more than 100 points. So that's not obvious to trade, eh? So we've got some back and forth here in the initial balance. So NASDAQ 10,853 seems to be the initial balance low. Not that I really care about it. It's just that, you know, this could add some fuel to this volatility here if we get any kind of break there. And what kind of break do we get is the main key here. 36.28 seems to be the initial balance low here. 25. Well, no, 36.28. Yeah, 36.28. Let's see if we can get some movement here. The bonds are kind of really stuck and they're going lower. So anytime crude is going lower, bonds are going lower, I just tend to kind of know that this market's going to most likely all correlate together. So they're all kind of moving lower here. So I've got over, what, at least 12 trades here in the first hour. A lot of traders would say that's a lot, but for this kind of momentum, it's pretty good. I mean, I don't think that's over trading. Okay, so let's see if we can get some current movements here. I'll try not to talk a lot, but it's mainly this 36. What is it? Wow, we moved all the way through that 46 low volume node, so I think we could definitely get some shorts going here. I'm gonna go with that. Oops, nope, that's not what I like to do. I'm trying to scale in one or two here. Let's see if I can get. This is the Bulenox account. All right, here we are. Get the momentum. Oh wow, look at that. It rallied very quick, so I don't like that. Yeah, NASDAQ was moving higher, so I suspected I would get stopped out there, but it's fine. Not a huge gain there. I should have left the order to take profit a bit faster there. So here we are.
Says that I have a hard time arguing in favor of a different inflation target.
Yeah, that's a couple of hits to the 4250, which bounced, but really looks like they're gonna get that. Wow, nice bounce there, 4250. Probably scale in a couple here. I'm trying to not to get stopped out, but I got stopped out on that one. Wow, my stop was very too close. Yeah, I got in with 3 there, which I shouldn't have done, but I think I'm just gonna scale into a couple here because
Has been surprisingly strong.
yeah, I like how it's ticking back and forth. Come back. It's tough to get some movements here. It's probably gonna be a lot of chop here, but yeah, we're gonna get stopped out on this one, I think. I knew it. Oh, we got stopped out on 1. Only filled on 1. That's unbelievable. Okay, guys, I am gonna have to be a bit more patient here. Let's see if I can get a decent read here.
Best George says that I do not favor raising Fed to 2% inflation goal.
There we are. That's gonna be a nice one. Yeah, forget it. I'm not even scaling it. I'm just gonna take profits quickly because, and maybe not. There you are. Come on.
Says broad inflation pressures suggest the economy is very
Come on. Wow, a nice runner. Do we get the runner what we've been looking for? I think we're gonna get it now. Finally. This is the Bulenox funded account. Trying to get a nice runner here. See some reloading here, but if they can't get things going, I think we could hold on for a nice move there. I'm gonna keep it like that for now. Yeah. Oh wow. Just bounce right off of it. And did you see that? Like I said, I'm coming back to the same thing I'm saying. If I don't have quick targets to take profits there, it's not gonna fill. It's just how this market is bouncing right off certain areas. So yeah, like there's not a good decent continuation, you know. And when you get them, it's like, okay, well, it's too bad. It's too late. You know what I mean? We've got like a good 40. What is it? 7-point ranges within overall, like just like back and forth movement. And if you look at the ranges of every 5 minutes, the average is like 10 points, 10 to 12 points. So you really have to either wait for the pullback or, you know, now we're tending to get back into the mid of each 5-minute rotation. So that kind of gives you an idea of like how patience could really help with this type of thin market.
Says we need ongoing rate hikes.
There we are. Now I think if we don't get the move here, it's going to be too bad because I would not like to get stopped out on this one. I don't think we're done with the lows here. I'm going to go with another one. Take a profit. Quick profit there. Scale in some more here probably.
This inflation is too high and must come down, and we will keep adding until the job is done.
Okay, so I think NASDAQ is actually moving a lot better than ES here, I have to be honest. Letting the market come back a bit. It's gonna probably do a nice run here. I think NASDAQ is just gonna Trying to keep a runner. Trying. There you are. Are we gonna get a new low here? Oh wow, 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 wow. A good momentum push. I can't say I was able to really get the good entries, but I think overall did a good job. Now we're just gonna bang into some nice, good shorts, I think, as this market looks like it's on its way to go lower. Okay, so here we are. Captured a huge move there on the Bulenox funded account. Really, they call it the master account, the Bulenox master account. So that was a nice move. I mean, I scaled into a couple there, so it was a nice move. I think I have to be a bit aggressive here, guys. I'm sorry, but so balance, we're breaking into it here. Beautiful. That's nice. I like that. $2,000 for the day. Going really well here. Smashing into the Bulenox funded account. I'm just gonna go and share this on Twitter. So I just went and shared that here on Twitter. Want a nice trade. Just gonna put the volume on Financial Juice a bit lower here. So $2,000 already here. Like how the volatility has really picked up here. And a nice smash into a new low for ES, and also NASDAQ just made a new low. So that's decent. All right, so I've got all this recorded for you guys. Nice trading here. Just gonna probably end this session here, and then we'll let the second part of this video probably on a recording for the rest of the day. So here is the range of the day. Initial balance is right here. The lower, that's like 100 points just in initial balance. So the first hour was all the way from the top to the low. So that's 37, what is it? 37.25, close to 37.28. But I'm looking for this 24 to 30 area to kind of hold. Let's see how, if I'm able to make this call here on the level here on ES, that would be huge. So I just want to share that on Twitter. I still think this 24 to 30 could be a major support. Let's see. So I went and shared that on Twitter. Hopefully you guys are able to follow me there. I tend to put and share my stuff, you know. Let's see how today ends, but so far was really nice, I have to say. Like I said, watching this area for support, but the 3600 could probably trade today, so let's see. well, I try not to trace. I tried, but look, sometimes it's just correlations. You need to follow what the other market's doing. They're both moving pretty much in conjunction, together, in correlations. Just that one's a bit more volatile compared to the other, and then once Nasdaq's done a quick move, what does ES do? Does it kind of pull back? So that if Nasdaq makes a huge move lower, you probably want to sell the pullback on ES only. But some days it's like they both move together. Here you've got ES moving within 2-4 tick increments, and Nasdaq just missed making a low. So you're too close to price if you're going to be trading ES at these levels. So you need to let this move a bit, get that pullback. And even if you had waited for that pullback around 4 or 5 points here, you could have nicely had some kind of if 4 points would have been around here, but like, let's say you wouldn't get tagged on that pullback, but definitely that Nasdaq is moving lower and ES is following it. So those are little correlation stuff that I watch. And it's also like when they're kind of uncorrelated, that's where you know that you want to make sure you're really just paying attention to how volume is building. And if you got a lot of thinness like this on ES, this is pretty thin, okay? So we don't even have 100 lots sitting on the order book, again, where it's like 4 or 5 points apart. So that kind of gives you an idea of how wide you need to trade this market. Hope that helps. So this was October 14th. Did some nice trades. Again, market profile very quickly. Just to end the recording, I generally like to go over that. A bit over $2,000 here on my funded accounts. Traded pretty much everything. Crude is going lower, so quickly show you guys what Crude's been doing here. So here is crude oil going a bit lower here. Again, this is my other screen that I trade with the bonds. The bonds are going lower as well. Bonds going lower, crude is going lower. ES probably will look to go lower as well. So when they correlate like this together, I try not to push it too much against that directionality. Okay, so that's pretty much how we did today. So an hour and a half of very fun trading here. This will be a pretty much very long video, but look, that's how it is. I can't fit this into a 5 or 10 minute video. It's almost impossible. Okay, enjoy your day. Hope you guys do well, and please do hit the like button and put your comments. Hopefully my trading inspires you guys, because like I said, I try to help pretty much everyone as much as I can, but look, it's how I trade. Hopefully you guys get inspired by several other good YouTubers, traders that I tend to discuss with, and I think there's a lot of good of them. But you always have to adjust, because this thinness, the volatility, all this, what is it? It's volume, volatility, velocity, and the depth of market. You need to make sure the liquidity, all that kind of fits in the way you trade. And as you see today, if I did not have my profit-taking targets quickly, I would have most likely missed a lot of good trades. A lot of trades went very close to some targets, but again, I had to really manage that manually, because or else I was gonna not get filled, and not getting filled, and then that instant move higher definitely affects the P&L. So need to adjust to this volatility. Thank you.